Okay, everybody, welcome back to Easy Fish Tanks. The moment has finally arrived. We're going to break down this tank, and first step is we're going to get the beta out, then we're going to get out the plants, we're going to drain out the water, remove the substrate, and then we're going to start the fun process of doing a dirted, planted, no filter beta tank. Now, I have these plants here that I'm going to reuse, but I also have a bunch of other tanks in the house where I'm going to go and I'm going to trim plants from. So we'll have a really nice full scape going on. So let's get to the first step, and that is getting Mr. Beta out. This is what we're going to be putting them in for the time being. Obviously, this isn't sufficient for a permanent home, but we're going to put them in here while we're redoing the scape. He'll be perfectly fine in there for the time being. So I'm just going to dip this in here, get some water for him. Get a little bit of water for our guy. A little bit, dump a little bit out. Don't want him jumping out or anything. Put this over here. Well, let's put it right here so you guys can see. Now I got my net. Hopefully we'll be able to scoop them out really easy. I imagine we will be. Just like that. Voila. All right, dude, you're going to get a big upgrade here. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're getting a big upgrade. All right, first step down. First step down. We're doing it. All right. We're going to move him to the side. Give you guys a nice little view of him real quick, though. I think this is in the camera. Oh, wow. He's beautiful. Now we need to get the water out of here if we're going to rescape, because we're going to put in dirt. So we need to get all this substrate out, too. It's going to be quite the process to get all that out. I forgot I also have a little Nerite snail guy in here. All the bladder snails have pretty much been eaten. There's a few of them in here. I'll try to get them out too. So, but let's reach in here. Get our little Nerite. We want to get him off the glass. There we go. We want to be careful with him. We're going to drop him in here with our little beta. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'm trying two different cameras. Drop him in there. Perfecto. He's happy. He's satisfied. All right. Now, I'm going to be putting the plants we're going to salvage. I'm going to be putting them in this bowl here. Let's get a little bit of water so they don't dry out. Let's move this light back a little bit. See if we can do that. Oh, boy. Oh, that's not good. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's a foul. So here's what we'll do. We'll put the plants in just for now. We're going to pull them out of the substrate. I'm interested to see what the roots are looking like. These have been in here for a long time. Let's see. I want to try to get his... Oh, wow. There's a carpet down here. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, those are some healthy roots. Those are some nice white roots on there. Put these in. I'm just going to go through the process. Obviously, the tank is going to get really mucked up, but that's fine because we're redoing the whole thing. Oh, wow. Look at that. These roots are really in there. That's a good root system. So what this means, this is why I was able to do the no filter tank. Wow. This is all coming out in one go. I can't believe it. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. So I used a mesh bag. Some aqua soil in on this one. I forgot that I had aqua soil in this, to be honest with you. We'll pull these out. Wow, these roots are really good. These plants are looking very healthy. See if we can get it on this camera. He's so healthy. Okay, I'm going to pull these out. Some roots get stuck in this bag. Okay, we'll put this in here. I learned this technique from Mr. MD Fish Tanks. You know, we could probably reuse some of this aqua soil, so I think I'll do that. Like I said, I totally forgot that I put that in there. Wow, look at these roots. I barely dose this with fertilizer at all either. Those are looking really good. I'm excited to put those in the new tank. Okay, we got some of these. I forget what these are called. I still haven't looked them up, but we'll put that in there. I'm not like a scientific hobbyist. I'm just kind of doing it for fun. These are lucky bamboo shoots. All right, oh, we got a little snail on here. We'll add him with our beta friend. They haven't done super well in this tank, but they're a few years old, and they're just kind of doing their thing. So obviously this can get real messy. Oh, we got a lot of little snails. We're going to keep all these guys. We want to introduce them to the tank because I know people don't like pet snails that much. The beta might eat a few of them while they're chilling in there. They did quite well. That's nice. Whoop. I don't have that much work area in here. Okay, we're going to take this aqua soil. There's more plants growing on it. We got more here. I'm going to put that over here for now. We're going to reuse that. We're going to add that to the tank. I got some floating plants too. I pull floating plants out of here all the time. Let's add that in here with the beta. Make him feel safe. Give him something to hide in and lay on while he's in there. Oh man, now it's getting hard to see. I can feel around though. Wow, these roots were a lot better than I thought. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, we'll get more of these red plants out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these red ones in the tank again. I might throw them in another tank and let them grow out. I kind of want everything to look real nice from the start. And these plants are kind of a dud right now. Let's get my rock work out that I made using just glue. And this has the ferns on it. They've never really done well. That's okay. I like the little rock structure. Okay, here's the base to that. I'm going to just put that in here with the rest of the plants. You feel around if I feel... Oh, yeah, there's more. What do we got over here? Oh, I forgot to have these little green guys too. I forgot what these are called. Like I said, I'm the kind of hobbyist that enjoys the process, but I don't really look up things too much. I've been doing it for a long time, so but I don't really look up the names and all that. Now, gardening plants, outside plants, I actually know the name of quite a bit because I'm a gardener as my job rather. Okay, let's get more of these red plants out. Alrighty. These roots aren't as good. These guys haven't been doing as well in this tank compared to the green. You know, you look, let's see. When you compare the roots on these guys, the green plants have done much better. Let me feel around here, see if we got anything else. We're going to start sucking things out. Oh, but what I got to do first, let me grab my towel. I need to unplug the heater. So I'm going to unplug the heater over here. Oh, is there any time you can get a shot of my butt? Heater's unplugged. Oh, we got one more lucky bamboo in here. Oh, we got a little like spider living in here too. Interesting. I don't know if I'm going to reuse the lucky bamboo. Okay, so heater's unplugged, so now we can drain the water. I know some people are squeamish about doing this, but I just do the old mouth suction. So put this in here. Let me move this for that other camera over there. And we're going to drain the water. Thick substrate out is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. But you can see how much stuff was down in the soil. Here we go. I'm going to try to suck out. You can suck out a lot of the rocks when you do this, if you don't get them clogged. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Yep. So I'm going to go that route. So I have to do less scooping. I'm still going to have to, oh, there's another green plant out here. Still going to have to do some scooping because we're going to run out of water in the tank before we get all the gravel sucked out. But let's see. Just push it back with your finger. Just push it back with your finger. Oh, wow. I'm going to dump a lot of this water. Come on. Go through. Go through. Come on. Oh, we got stuck down here. On. Did we get the suction still? Uh-oh. All right. Oh, we got a clog in the line, guys. Let's try. There we go. We got that all out. All right. This is the nasty part when you've already started draining some. But you know what? Oh, I got one more plant in here. Perfect. All right. That suction going. I might have reached the point where I'm not going to be able to suck any more water out of this. Try one more time. There we go. Keep getting as much as we can. Oh, there's another plant. They've been hiding. I'm getting a good amount of the substrate out. I'm still going to have to scoop a bunch. This is the least fun part of doing a rescape. All right. Got the water. That's as much water as we're going to be able to get out. Look at that. Almost filled up a 5-gallon bucket with a 5-gallon fish tank. Go figure. All right. What else? We got anything else in here? Got another green plant. These are going to make a really nice foreground. Add that to there. I'll spray them with some water in a minute so they don't dry out. Now, just put this right here. Now I'm going to start just getting it out. There's not a whole lot of ways to do this. And then what I'll do when I'm done getting all this out, I guess I could just go outside and dump it. I'm going to reuse some of this to build up some height. Take this little guy out too. To build up some height in the tank, because when you're scaping, you want it to be lower in the front and rise up in the back. And that's going to give you kind of the perception of a bigger, deeper tank. So we're just going to scoop a bunch of this out. Then I'm going to carry it outside. I won't film that part. And I'm going to wash the whole thing out. And then when we get back to it, I'll be starting to put in our base layer of garden soil. I'm going to keep scraping this out for now. Some people get weird about getting their hands dirty. But like I said, I'm a gardener. I've been doing landscaping and gardening for way too long. So a little dirt, a little poop. That don't scare me none. That don't scare me none. The one thing I forgot to do for this build was I wanted to order a new light, but I totally forgot to do it. I got too excited about the Spiderwood. But we'll start it with this light, and then I'm going to order a night crew light because I really like night crew. Okay, that's enough. So as you can see, in just this tiny 5-gallon, since I had no filter, I did a super, super thick and deep substrate layer. And all of this houses beneficial bacteria. That's how I was able, because I didn't have a whole lot of plants in there, that's how I was able to get away with a healthy tank without a filter, was this deep substrate. Let's plop that guy down right there. All right. And now I'm going to take this outside, and next time you see me, it's going to be nice and clean. Well, cleaner. Doesn't need to be perfect. Nice and clean, and I'll be adding our base layer of dirt to start our dirted planted tank. All right, here we go. All right, as you can see, now our tank is clean. I gave it a little wash down, scrape some of the algae off. But, we're just going to be filling it up with dirt here right now. So, as far as dirt goes, is a substrate that we are going to be using for our dirted planted tank. So this is just regular organic potting soil. That's all we got here. Regular organic potting soil. So we're going to add about 1 inch to the tank. So I'm going to scoot this back a little bit, and we're just going to dump this in. I want about 1 inch of a layer. So, okay, this light is being tricky with me. There we go. I think I put a little too much in. Let's see. So we got that in there. Now we're going to spread it out, and I want a nice even layer. So the idea here is that we're going to have this as our base layer, and then we're going to cap it with sand and rocks or gravel. And that's going to trap all of this nutrients down into the tank. So none of this stuff is going to come into our water column. If it comes into our water column, then we're going to have a major algae outbreak. Oh, and that is not going to be good. How many times am I going to knock this light down for this video? It's a little hard on a tiny little 5-gallon tank to not be knocking everything around. Okay, so it's not quite an inch. That's good. We don't need a whole lot. So the plants are going to work their way down to this nutrient. So our next step is we want to make sure that we wet this dirt just a little bit, so that it kind of stays locked together as we're going to do everything. We'll go ahead and put that in. All right, that's probably good. These little spray bottles are great. Good too if you have a paludarium. Now let's wipe down this glass so you guys still have a nice view of it. Get some of this dirt off the back here. Our next step is we're going to add a little bit of gravel to the tank so that we can kind of build up a base layer to the back, and then we're going to cap that all with sand. So what I'm going to do, even though I bought a bunch of gravel from Home Depot, I want to go ahead and use this because this already has beneficial bacteria in it. So that's going to help jumpstart our cycle in here. I'm just going to use my hands. I use my hands for everything. Okay, just a little sprinkle. I don't want too much towards the front of the glass because I want that. I got some nice looking sand that I want to use. I don't care if we can see it from the sides. All right, we got little roots in there too. That's fine. That's all going to add extra nutrients over time. So what I'm trying to do is build up a slope. So I want a slope from the high point of the back of the tank going down to the front of the tank to give us the illusion of depth. We've got more roots in here. So I'm going to go up a little bit with this because we're also going to cap this with a bunch of sand. So I'm just using this for 2 reasons. Beneficial bacteria, yay, we want that. This has been in a tank for over 2 years. So that's going to have plenty of beneficial bacteria, and it's going to give us height. So I want a little bit of height. Not too much because we got a small tank. 5 gallons are kind of tiny. We're going to work with it. How's that look from the side? I'm going to put a little more over this way. Yeah, this is basically going to jumpstart our whole entire cycle. So that's going to be fantastic for us. That's going to be fantastic. I'm going to put some immersed plants growing out the back too. So I want to bring this height up a little bit. Stack a couple rocks and some wood on it. And the next step is going to be the decorative sand. Now, I need to rinse all of that sand out that I bought because it's from Home Depot. And I don't care about these little leaves and debris being in here. That's just going to add to the nutrients. It's going to help our plants because that's going to break down in here. Get this big rock out. That's going to add to our overall available nutrients. So remember, this was all the gravel I had in here before. Well, we're going to raise it up a little bit. Raise this up just a bit. I might as well use most of this. This is going to have the beneficial bacteria and the nutrients, so we're getting a nice little slope. Well, bam. I think that might be good. And then we'll just use sand for the rest of it. That's a nice little slope. I think you can see on the side view over there what a nice little slope we got. So now, the next step, I brought way too much soil in. We're not going to need. I got plenty of projects planned. Okay. Well, that's good. So now I'll check back in with you guys after I rinse off the sand. I'm going to rinse off the sand. Let me get down here so you can actually see me. I'm going to rinse off the sand in 5-gallon buckets. I'm going to do that outside, obviously. And I don't think I'm going to record it. It's not too interesting. I think you guys know what sand being rinsed in a bucket looks like. So I'm going to do that. And that's probably going to take about 20 minutes. But for you guys, it'll just be a second. So I'll catch you guys in a second. Okay, as you can see here, I washed out all the sand. So what I ended up doing is I'm using a half and half mix of paver sand. So that's a little darker color and it has the little rough texture of pebbles in it. And I'm using play sand. So that's going to give it a little bit of a lighter color. I want to have a nice mix while still looking natural, but still having a little bit of light to it. So that's what we're going to do with that. All right, now we're going to add it to the tank. Oh man, that's heavy. All right, I'm going to move this a little closer because that's a little bit heavier than I thought. I think I'm going to skip the aqua soil in there. I'll just save that for another scape on a bigger tank. So now we're going to add in the sand layer. Just going to move that out of the way. The sand layer is going to cap in all of our dirt. So we need to make sure it's thick. So I think I have enough here. So we'll just move this closer over here. And I should have thought of a better way of doing this. I think we'll just dump it and spread it. Dump it and spread it. I'm going to start knocking this in here. I rinsed it off pretty good. But if any of you have done this before, you know, after 30 minutes of rinsing, swooshing the bucket around, tilting the bucket, running your hand through it, the whole process, it takes a long time to rinse out the sand. A long, long time. I only have so much patience. Okay, we'll get some more in there. Now let's see how we're doing with that. Because I got some sand up top there. Okay, we want a nice thick layer. Because we need to absolutely need to make sure that we're locking in the soil down there. If the soil gets into the water column, you're going to have a bad time. If you pizza when you french fry, and you're supposed to French fry, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay, I'm gonna squish that down a little bit. I want a nice slope. I think I'll add a little bit more. Put a little bit more in here. Gotta fill up this corner. I'm just gonna do the old hand scoop. Like I said, don't be afraid of just getting dirty. This is like nature, you know? It's nature inside your home. You can always spread things around if it doesn't work out. But I'm filming this side with my camera so you guys can see how thick I'm going with this substrate layer. A thick substrate is super crucial in a no filter tank. In any tank really. But yeah, I mean that's like half the tank right there. Now the beta is going to be fine. I know some people will be like, oh, well, there's not enough. The beta is going to have more than enough room. And this is going to ensure that it stays healthy. Okay, that's the number one priority, is making sure that our water quality is going to stay good. So try not to scratch the glass. Kind of just slope everything up. Yeah, that's working pretty good. I don't need it to be perfectly even. I don't want to scratch the glass. Thank God. I don't have acrylic tanks. I've never had an acrylic tank because I would mess that up in a second. Acrylic tanks scratch real easy. Most of my tanks have scratches on them. It's not the end of the world. All right, I think we're doing pretty good here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm liking that slope. That's a good solid slope. And now we're gonna have another reason you want a lot of substrate is so that you have plenty of area to put your plants in. The next step is going to be to do the hardscape. Still have to leave some room for Mr. Betta to swim around. I want to put some plants in the background. Okay, that's kind of nice. I like how that's jutting out. And this isn't gonna, the betta fish will be fine with all this. Let's try sticking that guy in here. And you just gotta experiment around. See what feels good. I want to make sure I'm leaving places for plants. I know there's like rules to go by as far as leaving like open and blank spaces, but I kind of just do what I want to do. I just, you know, like I said, enjoy the process. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mess around a little bit with this, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I successfully managed to glue these pieces together, and I got a little super glue on my hand. So what I did is I took paper towels and put super glue on the points where I wanted the wood to connect and where I wanted the rock to connect. So what I'm going to do to hide these paper towels is put a little bit more glue on them, because we don't really want to see that. Then I'm going to take some of this sand, and I'm going to sprinkle it on there. So that's going to cover that up. And that'll look better. You won't be able to even see it then. So now I'm going to need to glue a rock to some of these points. So we'll go around the same method. I think I might be able to get away with just putting one rock on this piece back here. So we're going to try that, and we'll find out. Only one way to find out in this world, let me tell you. Got more glue on my hands. I'm going to get glued to everything here. So same process. I'll show you this time. So we're going to put some glue down on this rock like that. Then we're going to stick that on there. We're going to get all over our fingers. That's how we do it here at Easy Fish Tanks. We just are a complete mess. Cover the paper towel with some more glue. And then I'm going to stick it to this point here. Okay? You want to apply pressure for probably about 30 seconds. And that should hold it. I'm going to put a little bit more just to make sure. And while I'm at it, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of sand to cover the glue, because it can be a little bit unsightly. I'm going to make a mess here in my office too, because this is where this tank is. This is going to make an absolute mess of everything. Looks like there's still some glue back here. I think we're attached. You don't have to hold it for too long. Let's just pick up some more sand from here. I'll just take this whole table outside when I'm done. Nice little easy table to use. Okay, I think that one's good. Now I'm going to grab this other piece of wood that's in the tank. Okay, and this one we're going to have set up like this. So now I need to think of a good way secure another rock to this. I think we'll go with this flat one. Let's see, I wanted it like this. This might be the best contact point, and then we'll just work with what we got. It's kind of the thing. You just got to work with what you got. That's all you can really do. So we're going to put some glue back on this rock. Okay, I'm going to put my paper towel down on it like that. Cover it again. And nice and sticky. You're going to secure it at that point. So this should be enough to secure it. And I'm going to take some sand and just plop it down on here. And if I have to put more glue on for the sand to stick, that's fine. That's not a problem. Okay, hold it down a little longer. Oh, it's about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Okay, I think we're good with that one. That's the scape we have so far. Yeah, it's coming together nice. Okay, it stayed. That's good. Push it down into the sand just a little bit. Okay, then we'll take this other piece here. I believe we had it draped over like that. Let's see, does that look good? Yeah, I like that look. That's nice. I don't like these two parts running right next to each other though. So let's see if we can adjust that a little bit. Do something more like that. Let's see. This might be a good place though where I could put a plant, because I'm putting two out of the water plants on there. So I think that would be nice. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. All right, so now we're going to add our last bit of hardscape. I'll probably use some rocks in here. I'm trying to decide exactly where. So I don't want to take up too much room, because I want to be able to have plenty of room for the plants. I feel like these rocks just might be a bit too large. And that kind of looks nice though. Kind of like how that one nestles up right in that little divot. So I think I'll go with that there. But if I have one of those, I probably want to add another one. Flip that guy right under like that. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks great. I feel like I want to add some of these. So I have these bigger pebbles still. And then this is going to be our accent rocks. So these are all rocks that I got from Home Depot in the big bags for like $5 for a huge bag. Everything I got here, from the sand to the dirt to the rocks, were from Home Depot. And, you know, I saved a ton of money and I have so much left over I could scape 10 more of these size tanks just with the $70 that I spent on the rock sand and all that. So I think I might add a few more rocks, but I think I might get the plants in first. So let's add these plants because I want to make sure I have plenty of room for plants. So I'm going to start with the foreground plants, with these green plants that we pulled out of the other tank originally. Now I could split these up. I might just spread this out a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. Make like a little divot. We're going to push these guys in here with their root system and all. You could use tweezers and all that, but again, I'm all about just using my hands, making it a whole experience. We got a lot of these, so let's pull all these out. I also got some, I think this is like mini Val. Got that from another tank. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to fit all these plants, but we're sure as heck going to try. I'm going to throw these in another tank and just kind of let them do their thing. I forgot how much of this we had. My goodness. We could almost do a whole tank just with this. Okay, let's add another grouping of this right here. So just kind of bunch your roots together and then just push them down in. Just push it down in. Wow, I like that splash of the color. So we can, I always got a little more sand if we need to add it. Dropping rocks everywhere. Put another little bunch right up front here. It can get kind of tricky with the limited space. Maybe we'll leave that space open actually. I kind of like that. Okay, we'll stick up another bunch right in here. I'm used to escaping bigger tanks, so I think I got way too many plants for the room that we have here. That's all right. I am going to actually sneak another little plant in right here. Since we're not doing a filter, even though we have that super duper thick substrate, I want to make sure we have enough plants to do some extra filtration for us. Wow, we just have a ton of this. We got a ton of this. I'm going to split these up. Each of these I could split up into their own plant, but I think I'm going to keep them in bunches. Wow, it's just such a beautiful plant. Let's keep chucking them in. And again, a lot of people like to use like aquascaping tongs, whatever you want to call them. I have them. I just always lose them. I don't mind getting my hands in the tank. And the cool thing, all these plants I bought a long time ago from Petco. And, you know, I've had them for years and it was about one bundle like this. And I got all this after just letting it do its thing in the tank. We'll split those ones in two. We're going to have a forest of this stuff. And then I have a couple stem plants that I want to stick in the background. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Looking real nice. A little bit of algae on that. I'll go ahead and pull that one off. Pull that algae off. Oh, I had a little snail. Add him in that bowl and we'll make sure he gets back in the tank. Can I sneak in one right here? Let's try it. Let me scoot this back just a little bit. I think we got that in. Take a little bit of this sand right here and cover it. Just like that. Nothing wrong with having a little bit of extra so you can do things like that. Okay, now let's cover some on this side. I want this whole front of the tank to just be absolutely smothered with these. Now this part can be tricky. This is the only thing about scaping a 5-gallon. It's hard to get in there. Hopefully I don't knock all this glue off. Let me just cover this too. Throw a little more sand in there. Cover it up. Another little bit of algae. Get that out. There'll be enough algae that happens on its own. We don't need to add any extra. Kind of want to put the light on so you guys can see how this is coming together. Yeah, it's looking nice. Looking real nice. Like I said, you just go out, make your initial investment of plants, right? Spend your, well, however much you have really. I'm going to get rid of some of these roots so I can get this in. It'll grow new roots. It'll be fine. Make your initial investment in your plants, and then as long as you take care of them, you'll be able to harvest them. I mean, literally forever. You'll have a never-ending supply of plants if you just take care of the first ones you get. These little bundles down in front here. In this smaller area, that's when those little tweezer tools will come in handy. But, you know, here we are already. We're already committed to doing it the hard way. Easy fish tanks, doing it the hard way, you know? Sure, that makes sense somehow. I might stick this little guy right back. I really like these plants, so I want to use them all. We're going to get these ones in, and then we're going to add a little bit of water. And we're going to put in our stem plants. Let's get that guy in there. A little bit more sand. Get a little bit more sand. Cover that guy up. Perfecto. Got 2 more bundles. Now I just got to see where I think I could sneak these guys in at. I could get this little guy in right here. This little guy in right here. Come on now. Come on now, get in there. Okay, I like that. One more. Where's this lucky guy go? Let's add him in the middle here again. Be a nice little thick area of it. Yeah, that's looking good. I'm liking that. Beautiful. So now I need to get some water in and some dechlorinator, and then we're going to add in our stem plants. So we'll be right back, and we'll get to that. And then it's going to go down onto the paper towel, and ideally, that's going to keep the substrate from moving and exposing all that dirt. We're going to do it nice and slow. We're going to slowly fill up this tank. We are looking good. So the paper towel trick worked perfectly fine. Love that trick. Okay, we got a bunch of water in there now. So now we're going to add some of our more stemmy plants. First I need to make sure that I get my heater back in here. Well, let's see. Can we fit them right here in the corner? We can. Perfect. So that's where the heater is going to live. Move this forward for now. We're going to be putting these stem plants behind everything. I want to start with the big red plants, I think. I have more of these growing out in another tank, but I don't want there to be too much red in this tank. I kind of want it to be a pretty green tank because the betta fish has little splashes of red, so I want him to be able to stand out. So I think I'm going to put one of these in each corner. Okay, and we got the sand substrate, so we should be able to just push this down in there. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side too. We're going to have nice little pops of red on each side. It's going to look really good. It's going to look real good. Yeah, that'll be really nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. The red will frame everything together. Got this like mini Vallisneria. I don't know exactly what it is, but I like it. So we're going to try to get this guy incorporated in here too. You can see they run off runners. I'm going to keep that bunch together. I'm just going to plop this guy in here. You don't really have to think too hard about it. Just get some plants in here, enjoy it. These will spread anyways. These things with the runners will spread really easily. Now look nice. I'll kind of drape around the tank. Oh yeah. I'm going to put it on this side too. The one thing I try to do, the one rule I try to follow is kind of mirror image a little bit so that things don't look too off kilter. Okay, yeah, that'll look really good in there. I have a bunch of these plants. I might have overkilled what I harvested from the other tank, but I'm just going to throw them, whatever plants I don't use from here, I'm going to throw in one of my other tanks and kind of just let them reroot because they're all trimmings. We're running out of room for plants. We're doing a good job filling this tank up with plants. So these are all trimmings, but they will absolutely positively all root. There we go. This is coming along really nice, guys. We're getting to the fun part where we're going to be able to put our fish in here soon. Stick a little more in here. Like I said, I want it to be really heavily planted. Got the thick substrate, which is really going to help quite a bit with the filtration, but we're also going to want these plants. And these plants right here, these are super fast growing plants. I trim these almost every week for my tanks. I do not know the names. And let's stick another bundle in right here. I think that's a really good spot. There we go. Oh yeah, what are we thinking? I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. I don't really know if I could get much more plants in there. I think we kind of just let it grow out and do its thing. I do have some other terrestrial plants I'm going to put in here as well. I think we're pretty much stocked up on space in here. This is looking nice. I'm liking that quite a bit. All right, now we're going to add some accent rocks. So these I'm just going to sprinkle. And I got plenty of plants, y'all, so if I think I need to add more at another point, we know that I definitely can. I'm going to just kind of sprinkle these throughout. I like that little bit of a natural look that it gives. Okay? I don't want them necessarily resting on top of the plant, though. And I got plenty of materials left over for another scape. Sprinkle a little bit of these through here. Kind of break everything up, give it a natural vibe. Get them off the plants. We don't want them on top of the plants, really. It's not an exact science, guys. Just get everything looks nice. Really all it comes down to. Throw a couple back there. Why not? All right, perfect. So now I'm going to take all these plants. Got my guppy breeding tank right over there with my shrimp in it. So for the time being, I'm just going to chuck-a-luck these over here. I'm going to top this water off. I pour the water directly into my hand. That way we're not disturbing the substrate. That's the most important things about these tanks. You absolutely do not want to disturb your substrate. Very nice. Very nice. Alrighty. As you can see, the tank is all put together now. Unfortunately, you guys might have missed some of that. I realized halfway through when I was putting these plants up. So we have golden pothos. It's a type of lily. Spathia phyllum. So I put those in. These are going to help a lot too, since there is no filter. This is going to really help with filtering out the water. These terrestrial plants, when they're immersed like this, just pull a ton of ammonia and nitrates and nitrites out of the water. So that's going to help keep everything running really, really smoothly. Now is time to add our biological booster. This is good bacteria in a bottle. And this is going to help jump kick our nitrogen cycle. You can see I already got some of the snails in there. I did that too when the camera was unfortunately off. That's happened a lot during this video, kind of frustrating, but the end result is really nice. I'm loving what we got here. So we got the spiderwood in here, stacked and glued down together. These beautiful green plants in the front, our plants in the back, our stem plants that are also going to pull out a lot of nutrients. So anyways, let's add our biological booster and just kind of go willy-nilly with that. And then we're going to add our water conditioner. This is our dechlorinator. Okay, we don't need a ton because it's a small tank. Okay, that's all we really need. All right, now the best part. We're going to add our little buddy in. Let me see if I can get a closer view of that for you guys. So it's a little hazy, but that's to be expected. It looks more hazy on the camera than it actually is. Let me try to turn down the ISO. Let me try to turn down that here ISO. Now it's a little bit darker, but at least it's less hazy. So it's not it's not hazy like that at all in the actual tank. I don't know. I'm learning all these cameras, so you guys have to bear with me. This is my first long form video. You have to bear with me here. So since this is my water, I'm not worried about any contaminants. Now our little beta guy's been chilling fine. Look at him. He's beautiful. He's going to be so happy in his new tank. So we're going to just dump this whole thing of water in there, and we will watch him swim around and we'll enjoy him. Okay, here we go, guys. Get ready. This is what we've all been waiting for. We get this little bit of water lettuce out. So the water temperatures are matched. I checked. Oh, yeah. Look at those roots of the water lettuce. That's absolutely stunning. Such a wonderful plant. Now we're going to pour Mr. Beta in here. Come on, Mr. Beta. Welcome to your new home. Oh, I'm pouring all down the glass. All right, let's try that again. We'll scratch that out. I might leave that in. I might edit it out. I have a ton of editing to do with this video. Camera kept failing on me the whole time. The phone kept filling up. A little bit frustrating, but I'm really happy with the end results. It's a beautiful tank. It's going to be great for our friend. So that's all that matters. That's what this is all about. It's all about just having a great system for our beta. There he goes. Wonderful. Look at him. Look at him in there. He's fantastic. Okay, and we can't forget our Nerite snail either. So we got to be careful when putting the Nerite snails in. They can't. My understanding is that they're not going to be able to upright themselves. We'll just put them right down there. Just put him right down there. Let him do his thing. I got a couple little bladder snails in here too. Drop those guys in. Drop those guys in. Bring them into the party. Don't leave them out. I don't consider any snail a pest snail. They're only pests if you overfeed. If you overfeed your tank, their population is going to explode. So that's a good sign that you're feeding too much. That's on you for overfeeding. That's not the snail's fault. So they're great. They're great for an ecosystem tank. That's essentially what we built here. It's a wonderful ecosystem tank. Look how stunning he looks in there. My goodness. I'm so happy with how this turned out. This is wonderful. It was a lot of work. It was a tiny little 5-gallon tank, so I know you're thinking it's probably not that much work. But trying to record all this, I've escaped a ton of tanks before, but man, this was a whole new process, trying to get everything on video and trying to make sure things look good. Mad respect to MD Fish Tanks, who I watch a lot of his content. You know, I've been keeping fish for probably 25 years now. But man, he gets such great shots. He does it all so seamlessly. So anyways, mad shout out to that guy. All right, we're going to add a little more water lettuce. This water lettuce is for my 60-gallon community guppy tank, where I also have Odessa barbs and other things in there. But we're going to add this in. I'm going to have to pull some of it out, I'm sure. I'm hoping none of the duckweed got in here. But this is also going to help filter the tank. My goodness, he looks so handsome in this tank. I can't believe it. Well, I really appreciate you guys all watching and coming along on this journey with me. If you guys have any questions about how I set this up, please feel free to leave a question in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer that. So I'll just give you guys a couple shots of this. I'm going to stop talking now and let you guys just kind of enjoy how the tank came together. I'm going to pan up real quick and show you how those immersed plants look. Those look great in there too. They're going to filter the water so fantastically for us. They're going to do the work for us. That's how we want to set these tanks up. And those floating plants, they're going to pull a bunch of nutrients out of the water column. Wow, look at that. He's stunning. He's such a happy fish in there. Look at him go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. This video took a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of editing too, because the camera kept cutting out on me. So if you guys enjoyed this video at all, I'd really appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed, because I have a lot more content coming out. You know, hopefully next time it goes a little smoother with all the cameras. Thanks again. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.